Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to RSF1 Division 1. This is round number 13 tonight, from Circuit de Barcelona to Catalunya. It's just me tonight, now in SEO. On comms, as usual, we will have 13 drivers tonight in this short qualifying session to set the grid for, I believe it's like a 27 lap race round here. Actually, no, it's probably more actually, because it's probably actually no. So someone in chat tell me how long this track is, and then we'll have a rough estimate. But we've got a few drivers out on track at the moment. We've got Tom, who's currently starting his first flying lap of the session into the first few corners now, onto the long right-hander of turn 3. Keeps it nice and tidy as he exits the turn 4, or goes into turn 4 actually. Tries to not get onto the grass as he makes his way into the downhill braking. Left-handed, making sure not to ride the curb and go out wide. As he takes the flat-out uphill right-hander onto the second dose of DRS. Brakes into the left-handed hairpin. Then it's a slight elevation up to the right-hander. And then into the new not braking zone, but long double right-handers. We used to have the chicane there, but this is the first time in RSF1 which we do not have the chicane, so first time to line for Tom. It's going to be a 1:11.3 to get us started. As Howes does a 11 flat in his Alpha Tauri. We have got Tornado coming around the final corner now to set his first times. White did a 1:11.6 to put him P3. Tornado does a 1:12.8, and Draco puts himself P2 with an 11.1. We've got DZNQ currently on a lap at the moment, heading through the final 2 corners now. Taking the last corner in 6th gear, trying to keep as much speed as possible to the line now for the Mercedes. It's P12 with a 1:12.0. Got Aldaf, who's a very quick driver in Division 1. He's sporting, it looks like a sort of Brazilian themed helmet, it seems, in the Red Bull. Around the hairpin now comes Aldaf. For the double right-hander to finish the lap, it's going to be in a couple of seconds. We will find out what time Aldaf does for his first run in qualifying. Goes 4th fastest with an 11.4. Next one on the track is, I believe, Snedden. A very fast driver in Division 1. He recently moved up from Division 2, I believe, if I'm right in saying. We're in the final corner now for Snedden. He goes P6 with an 11.9 as his first lap. We've also got Easton starting a lap, and we've got Barnett, who is currently in Sector 2 on his first lap. This track is very hard on the tyres, especially when you've got those flat out corners. The last 2 corners are very, very hard on your tyres, so got to watch out, and especially track limits as well. Some of the key areas to exceed track limits can be obviously the first 2 corners, last 2 corners, also the right-hander before the DRS straight in Sector 2. Also running wide at the exit of turn 4, turn 5 exit as well, and possibly just before the second last corner. So quite a lot of places for these drivers to watch their track limits tonight. But Barnett, he did a 1:11.5. Easton's on a lap at the moment. He is coming up to the final 2 corners now. See how he takes them in 6th gear. Trying to carry as much speed as possible. To the line now for the Alfa Romeo driver. Goes P7 with an 11.7. As we have all the drivers coming into the pit lane now. So no one out on track at the moment. We've got Burnett who's on an in-lap. Easton on an in-lap, and that is pretty much it. We've got Draco, who's currently sitting P2, just ahead of his teammate, about 2 tenths separated both Ferraris, but Draco is out on an outlap at the moment. On a fresh set of softs, actually. Which is an interesting call from the Ferrari driver. We've got, just seen there, Aldaf is coming out of the pit lane. Also, Draco's teammate is joining him in the Ferrari, Tom, making his way out of the pit lane. We've got an Aston Martin just in front of Aldaf. We believe that is either Muddy Biscuits or Tornado. It's actually the guy in P11 at the moment, Tornado. He'll be wanting to set a better time than he did in the first runs. But we've got Draco who's making his way through Sector 2 now, getting prepared for his second lap of this session. As he winds through the final 2 corners now, and along the long main straight of Barcelona, drops down towards turn 1. Gets ready for the braking zone, brakes at just before the 50-metre board, carries as much speed as possible, runs a little bit wide, has to back out of that lap, knowing that he didn't get the greatest exit out of turn 2, so we'll jump on board with C. White, who is on a lap now. Actually, no, he's just finished a lap, sorry. I think he done 11.2, or was that the lap he did before? No, actually, it was a lap that he just done there. Apologies, because Tom was sitting P3. Yeah, 1:11.2 for Draco. We've got Aldaf round in the final corner now. House does on a 10.8. Didn't even see him come out of the pit lane, he was that fast. House betters his time and stays at the top of the timing sheets and does a 10.8, but we'll jump on board with Aldaf, who is currently heading through the first part of the lap. Keeping it tidy so far for the Red Bull driver, currently sitting P5 with a 1:11.4, so obviously thinking that he needs to improve to see himself get through to Q2. We'll see how his Sector 1 time fare. Well, he actually has already finished Sector 1. Sorry, but we'll keep an eye on his Sector 2 time as he makes his way up the hill. A very tricky corner to get right, that last corner he was just at. He was the rear end as he's backed off, it seems. A lot of drivers backing off of their laps, it seems right now, but Snedden is on a lap, but we've got cars on a lap even further up. It's Tornado, he's 4 tenths up at the moment. Not sure if this will see him get enough time to get through. No, it's P9 at the moment for Tornado. Just realised I've been chatting a lot of waffle. 7 minutes left in this session. We don't have Q2 because it's a short qualifying. So Snedden is currently 3 tenths up. We've got yellow flag in Sector 2. I believe it's for Easton, who's had a moment. Snedden lanes his way for the final 2 corners now. What can Snedden do? Currently sitting P8. Can he get himself up? Yes, he can. He can jump up 3 positions into P5 with an 11.3. Oh, as Tornado was having a bit of a sideways action through onto the DRS straight. DZNQ is on a lap at the moment. He occupies P11 for Mercedes at the moment. He hasn't got a teammate tonight, so all the pressure is on DZNQ to deliver for the Silver Arrows in Division 1 tonight. He's rocking some sort of, it seems, Lewis Hamilton kind of helmet tonight, obviously. if you watched the Qatar Grand Prix today, Lewis Hamilton out on the first lap. But DZNK will be hoping for a bit better luck than Lewis Hamilton. Where does he go in this lap? He goes P9 with a 1:11.8. We've got Easton, who is going through sector 2 at the moment. He's a tenth and a bit up on his lap. I don't think anyone in front of him is actually on a lap, so we'll stay on board with the Scotsman as he navigates his way on the DRS straight, heavy braking into the hairpin. As he has 2 more corners to navigate on this lap. 5 minutes and round about 5 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock. So he should have enough time to do this lap and get back for another one. He goes P5 on this second run with a 1:11.3. I believe that is... he's the only one on a lap at the moment. Yeah, because DZNQ is down, Easton's down. Draco, is he on a lap? It doesn't seem like it. Actually, is he? If anything, is he making any improvements? He's a 10th up, actually, on this lap. It would see him possibly break into the 110s, but it wouldn't be close enough to beat Howes at the moment. Unless he can make these last 2 corners stick, which he seems to be doing pretty well. He takes it 7th gear, I've just noticed, so carrying a little bit less speed than some of the other people that were in 6th gear. He does break into the 110s, and he actually only goes within about 400ths of Sam Howes, so that is a very solid lap for Draco. He'll have enough time to get around and do one more lap. Sam Howes, who is currently 600ths down on his time, he makes his way through sector 2 now onto the back straight. He'll be hoping for a good result tonight, as will all the drivers, really. So anyway, Sam comes into the pit lane, so he's not going to finish that lap. Atom has retired from the pit lane. Sam has retired from the pit lane, so he obviously thinks that he has done enough to get himself through, unless there's not enough sufficient time for him to get back out, which I'd find interesting. Can't see because well, he cautions in sector 1. 3 minutes, he would have had enough time to get back out, so interesting call from current Pulsar. Muddy Biscuits is the first one out on track for these last set of laps. Taking a look at the standings right now for Division 1, FGE Atom currently sits at the top of the standings. He's, I believe, got a quali ban tonight, so that's not going to help his fight with Easton, who is 18 points behind currently in the championship. So Easton will really need to have a strong performance tonight if he wants to break into that championship lead of Atom. Sam Howes is currently 48 points behind the championship lead. He is sitting on pole, but he has retired from the session, as has the top 4. So, do they maybe not realise? Wait, this is short quali, isn't it? Should be, at least. Well, we've got the rest of the drivers on outlaps at the moment. Snedden starts a lap with us at the moment. He on the main straight, so we'll see how his time goes. We've got drivers without teammates tonight. We've got Easton, who's without a teammate. I believe Aldaf. Well, Aldaf does have a teammate. He's got Reese tonight. Um, Burnett doesn't have a teammate. So does DZNQ. So they've all got work to do for them. As we have drivers starting laps. One is Tornado, who is invalidated, it looks like. So that's not going to help him. He's going to not have enough time to get another lap in, so it's P11 at best for Tornado. We've got Snedden, who's not improving. He's 200ths down on his time at the moment. He's going to have to try and find all of it as he goes into the hairpin. He's actually 200ths up now. So it's a purple sector too. So this is shaping up to be a decent lap for Snedden. Can he break himself into the top 5? It's a very tricky top 5 to get into tonight because all these drivers set in very close and quick times. But Snedden wraps himself around the final corner now. DRS open for the final time for the Alpha Tauri. He stays P6 though with a 1:11.3, so does not improve on his time. We've got drivers currently. We've got a car around. It's DZNQ. He's around at the exit of, I don't know what corner that is, but it's the long right hander up the hill. We've got Muddy Biscuits on a lap at the moment. Is Barnett on a lap in front of him? Yes, he is. See how Barnett does. He is giving Muddy Biscuits a tow here, but I think Muddy Biscuits is coming into the pit lane actually. So Barnett puts a time and he goes P3, so he's on the second row with a 1:11.1, which is fantastic for him and Alpine. We've got Aldaf coming across the line now. He stays, he doesn't stay, he goes P6 with a 1:11.3. So that's enough that he can do in qualifying. Easton comes into the pit lane. He feels that he's not going to improve. So all eyes are on Snedden now, I believe, who is currently in Sector 2, currently in P8. He'll be wanting to move up as much as possible. As he navigates his way up the hill, and then it'll be back down the hill into the double right-hander for Snedden. I don't know if he's improving or not because we can't see the delta. He's actually come into the pit lane. I was just going to say, I don't know what I was looking at there. I don't know why I thought that that time was going to be anything quick. He was like nearly like 10-20 seconds down on his time. So that's going to be it for qualifying. It sees Sam did take pole position. So didn't have to do that final run. We'll get the final classifications up in just a moment. There it is. We've got Sam Howes tops the timing sheets with a 1:10.844. Closely followed by Draco, 3800 separating them two. And then it's Barnett and Tom that will be sharing the second row. Then we have White, Aldaf, Easton, Snedden, DZNQ. Then come the two Aston Martins or Muddy Biscuits and whoever it was, Tornado. And then we have the rest, who I didn't actually get to see. But we are on to the race now. Hopefully, we can have a clean and fair race with not too many incidents or restarts, and we can get this race all wrapped up by around about 9 o'clock. It's a sunny day in Barcelona, it seems, which should be happy for the drivers. Personally, for my race on Wednesday, if I'm racing or not, don't know, maybe, we'll see. Hopefully, I'm hoping for rain actually. If any of the Division 3 drivers are wondering, I'm liking the rain. Yeah, I don't know, it's just this season, when rain falls for me, I just turn into a completely different driver and I'm just rapid, but yeah, I'll be hoping for the rain, but a lot of drivers beg to differ, and that's their opinion. shouldn't be too far away from the start of the race. We'll talk about tyre strategy whilst we wait. We've got the two front runners actually going to be starting on the hard compound, with Barnett on the second row starting on the medium, so he'll be hoping to get the jump on Draco, if not even get Howes at the start as well, to try and make those soft tyres, those medium tyres work. But as I say that, he actually goes onto the hards. Tom's starting on the hards as well, so a lot of drivers trying to go long into this race. White's going to be on the mediums unless he changes it, which he probably will do after seeing this. DZNQ will be starting on the mediums. We've got Muddy Biscuits on the softs as well. Atom starting on the hards. That's actually going to be it, because I can't go any further down because we've only got 13 drivers tonight. Quite an interesting call from Muddy Biscuits. He'll be hoping to make up as many positions as possible. Then he'll be hoping for a safety car at the start. So a potential strategy, I believe, could be hards to softs. Could be, if they can take them as far as that. If not, a hards to a mediums as per usual, or a mediums to a hards. Muddy Biscuits will be trying to stretch out those softs for as much as possible, maybe even as far as going on to a set of mediums after them, but we will wait to see. I think that will be it. That's all we can really have a look at before the formation lap. Shouldn't be too long now. And we are ready to go as we get the formation lap underway. Sam Howes leads us down the main straight to start the formation lap. So it is Sam Howes that took pole position there with a 1:10.844. Then was followed by Draco. Barnett split the two Ferraris, getting himself onto the second row. Then comes Tom. Then we have White. We have Aldaf in the Red Bull. Got Easton, the only Alfa Romeo on the grid tonight, who'll be hoping to make up some positions over these 33 laps of this race. And then we have Snedden. DZNQ is in 9th position. Rounding out the top 10, we have Muddy Biscuits. He's got his teammate Tornado for company just behind him. And then we have Reese, who has found the gravel, actually, on his formation lap. So, not ideal for him. And we have Atom, who will be starting P13, even though he is ahead on the formation lap, after Reese's unfortunate spin. Quite a quick formation lap this actually is, because we are already coming up the hill to the end of Sector 3. Had an ad break there for myself. Just refresh the page and the ad should go away. Anyway, Howes lines up on the grid. We have Atom getting us ready at the back. He lines up on his grid spot, and we should be ready to go here in Barcelona for the first race of the weekend, RSF1. It's Division 1 here on a Sunday night. And the lights go out and we are racing at Barcelona. It's a decent start for Sam Howes. That's a shocking camera angle as they head down towards turn 1. It looks like Draco and Tom managing to get themselves into second and third, but I think there's massive drop for Barnett. He's found himself in P7 unfortunately, and Alda finds himself in P4. C White P5. Easton's made up the move on P6. He wants even more. He's now into P5 actually. On the inside of White. So fantastic stuff for Easton, but there's going to be a battle between him and White as they head in towards turn 5. Both drivers making it through safely. Atom and Tornado having a fantastic battle for P12 at the moment. We've got a front row seat. This is Muddy Biscuits nearly runs into the back of his teammate. That wouldn't have been ideal for Aston Martin. But Tornado is all over the back of Atom. Could we see a move into the hairpin? He's going to certainly push one down the inside. He switches back very aggressively, but no move made that time for Tornado as Reese goes up the inside of DZNQ. A fantastic move for him in his pursuit. After a qualifying ban, finds himself up in P9 at the moment. We finish the first lap with Sam House continuing to lead from Draco, and Tom is in pursuit of his own teammate after making up a move on Burnett, who had an absolute stinker at the start. He's down in P7. We'll just quick confirmation on tyres at the moment, if I can actually find myself getting it. Oh, we've got a driver off. It's Sneddon. I think he's had contact with someone during his battle, so I'm not too sure where Sneddon was. Apologies. I think he was round about Reese and Burnett, so something must have happened for the AlphaTauri. He finds himself plumb last now, but yeah, tyre strategy, the top 7 all on the hards. It clearly didn't work out for Burnett, though. He dropped 6 positions. Actually, no, sorry, 5 positions. Wait, is it 5 positions? No, it's 4 positions actually off the start. Sorry, I can't do math. He now finds himself looking at the back of a Williams, who will be hoping to get past as quick as possible and try and get himself back up into the podium positions. But we've got Easton, who's all over the back of Aldaf at the moment. House sits fastest time with a 14.7. DRS not active just yet. Actually, it is, sorry. This is lap 3. But did not have it on the straight, so the first time they will have DRS is through sector 2. Easton's still looking at the back of this Red Bull. He wants to clear this Red Bull as quick as possible. The first chance he will have is on the DRS straight, which we are coming up to now. We could actually see a move with both Ferraris if they're close enough, but no, it's going to create a DRS train from Sam Howes and Draco's battle. But Easton is going to try and capitalise on Aldaf, who went a little bit wide at the exit of the hairpin, so that will set Easton up nicely as they go up the hill. And back downhill to start lap number 4. Will Easton be close enough to make a move on Aldaf? Aldaf dropped back into that 1 second on Tom, so we might not see a move from Easton. We are actually going to see a move from Easton actually, so he gets past Aldaf, who closed his DRS for some reason during that straight, so Easton moves himself up into P4. We've got Tom in hot pursuit of his team. We've got Draco, who's only 5/10 behind our race leader at the moment. I think this race could be a great battle between the AlphaTauri out in front and the 2 Ferraris and Easton if he can get involved in this one. He's got 8/10 to find on the drivers in front. We've got close battle behind between the 2 Williams and the not the Aston Martin, sorry, the Red Bull in between them. Tom still finds himself 3/10 behind his teammate at the moment. Got Reese that's very close to the back of White as they make their way through turn 4. Thought we might have seen a move from Reese there. He's very close to the back of White on this lap. He opens up the DRS. He got a little bit out of shape on the exit onto the DRS zone. He keeps it on the track though. Got Easton, who is 4 tenths behind. It's a bit of a gap created between Tom and Draco. Sam Howes trying to break that DRS as Atom is making a move on Reese out of nowhere. Fantastic stuff from Atom. He makes it up into P8. Reese losing out of position to the Williams. He's on the medium tyres, so it's not working out for him as of yet. We've got DZNQ making up a move on Tornado, who might actually fancy a switchback as they head towards turn 5. Does not do so on this case, but will remain behind them for a little bit longer. Oh, and DZNQ with a bit of a twitch out of the left-hander. This is going to compromise his run all the way along this straight. Could we see a move from Tornado? He's certainly going to have the pace to do so. He switches to the inside line, side by side, and he gets through on the corner, but DZNQ comes back at him with a fantastic switchback. DZNQ back up into the points, but Tornado is still going to have the run and DRS as they head onto the main straight to start lap 7. Could we see a move from Tornado? Fantastic helicopter cam. Is he going to go left or right? There's no room to the left, so he's going to have to go to the right. There's a bit of contact as he comes back over very aggressively. Tornado back into P10. DZNQ drops back into P11, who's going to have Muddy Biscuits only 3 tenths behind him. It's a very close battle still between DZNQ and Tornado. They're still nearly side by side. DZNQ comes right back into this battle. It's going to be a close, it's going to be nearly contact actually. He's going to switch back and go down the inside. Oh, that was very close from DZNQ. It compromises Tornado's run as they make their way up into the left-hander. Apologies for that. We've got Atom, who's in hot pursuit of his own teammate. They're going both Williams going to both go side by side down the main straight. Makes the move easily into P7, so both Williams switching over for the meantime. Going to try out maybe a bit of a strategical play, trying to tow each other along with DRS. Further up in front, we've got Aldaf only 3 tenths behind his rival at the moment in Easton. Keep an eye on this battle as they head through Sector 2. As Atom picks up the first time penalty of the race, it's a 3-second penalty for him. Aldaf 4 tenths behind Easton at the moment, who's just hanging on to DRS on Tom in front, so should be safe on this lap. As we see, Draco got past Sam Howes on the lap. I did not expect that from Draco. So he takes the lead of the race. Muddy Biscuits and Tornado still try to make themselves both get into the points position. They're currently standing P10 and P11. They're going to try and close a 4-second gap to Reece, so it's a lot to ask for the Aston Martins. We'll see how the lead changes on this lap though as they finish sector 2 up to sector 3 now. Around the final 2 corners now. Can Sam Howes make a move on Draco just like he did on the previous lap? Here comes Sam Howes. He's going to go to the right hand side as they head down towards the first corner. Sam Howes inches ahead. Sam Howes is ahead into the first corner, so he takes back the lead on this lap from Draco. I think this will just be a game of DRS chicken at the moment. We should be seeing a few of the medium tyre runners pitting very soon. Obviously the hard tyre runners are going late into the race. Surprised we've not had a safety car yet actually. Sam Howes has created around about a 5/10 cushion for himself, nearly 6/10, going on to the final few corners now. So can this be enough to keep his lead on this lap? Right on board with Draco this time round as they make their way down the main straight. Can it be enough for Sam Howes to stay ahead? Yes, it seems like it was actually. So Sam Howes retains the lead on this lap. Telemetry up actually. See how much ERS he's only he's got 33% left in the tank, whereas Draco has 30%. So he's got about 60%. Sorry, so he's got about half of the battery more in the tank for Draco. As there's yellow flags in sector 1. I think it's for Muddy Biscuits who's had a moment coming out of either turn 2 or in turn 3. You know that turn 3 can have a very big impact on the tyres at this certain stage of the race. Tom very eagerly trying to get past his teammate in their pursuit to try and catch Sam Howes. We'll see if Tom can make a move on his own teammate as they further away on to the main straight. Roughly got about the same amount of ERS. Tom's not opting to use it because Draco wants to go for the lead, so he's definitely going to use it. He takes the lead back from Sam Howes on this lap. Around turn 3 for Sam Howes. Can he get up the inside of Draco? He doesn't at this point. Just going to stay behind for a wee bit longer as he makes his way up onto the second DRS zone. Not sure whether he'll opt to go for the move here or on the main straight. It'd be wise to go for it on the main straight, I'd say, because then he's going to have all of sector 1 to try and break as far away as possible. Reece picks up a 3-second time penalty. Sam with around about a 3/10 gap to Draco at the moment. As they go on to the main straight, here comes the DRS for Sam Howes to the left, to the right, sorry, the right of Draco. He makes the move before they make even to the corner. So Sam Howes back into the lead. I feel like I'm just watching a replay of the lap before the one before. Because it seems like every single lap the lead keeps changing between these two. But it's just not allowing Tom or Easton to get past either. Further down the pack, we've got a 4/10 gap between Burnett and Atom at the moment. Atom currently holding the 3-second time penalty, which is going to probably come back to bite him later in this race. Easton Six 5/10s roundabout to Tom. They've got a roughly even lead to the car in front of them both. As Tom seems to be struggling a little bit with the tyre wear already. Onto the main straight once again. Will we see Sam Howes lose the lead to Draco? It doesn't seem like we are going to see it on this case. Draco lifts off, which is quite strategical for himself. Didn't want to leave himself in a situation where he had to force a move on the AlphaTauri driver, so stays behind on this lap as DZNQ gets past Tornado before they make it towards turn 1. Yellow flags in sector 1. It's for, I believe it's for Tornado. He's had a moment through turn 3. It might have possibly been contact with Snedden, but I don't want to say anything towards that. That will be left up to any sort of steward or incidents. Tom is 3/10s behind his teammate, but he just can't seem to get past Draco because he uses the battery to try and get past Sam for the lead. Crucially, Tom has got 80% of his battery left, which is really going to help him try and stay with his teammate. But we always see them actually going 3 wide into that first corner. Draco is back ahead of Sam Howes, but Sam Howes is compromised. This is beautiful work from Ferrari. Oh, and he's nearly off the track actually as I say that. Draco almost managed to create a window for his teammate to get past Sam Howes, but unfortunately it doesn't work out, and Tom loses out on traction on the inside line. So Sam retains P2 with Tom in P3. So we get ready to start lap 16 of this Spanish Grand Prix. It sees Draco leading this time on the main straight. Could we see Sam Howes get past again? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when Sam Howes does retake the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix on lap 16. But we almost see Tom trying to get past his teammate. Tom is going to maybe get past. No, he doesn't. Draco is going to fight this one. The two Ferraris having a fantastic battle through turn 3. But Tom does eventually get ahead of his teammate. Draco is still there. He's going to try and go for the switchback on his own teammate. This is fantastic racing between the two Ferraris. One's going to have to yield though as they head in towards turn 5, and it ends up having to be Draco. So Tom takes P2 finally. He'll be happy to get past his own teammate and have a go at trying to get Sam Howes. Easton still remains in P4 though. It's a shocking camera angle on broadcast. Try and get a different one. Heading on to the main straight again, we'll see possibly a change, yes we will, between the two Ferraris once again. So Draco taking P2 back from his teammate. Hopefully this Ferrari battle doesn't end up in anything. 2 tenths between Barnett and Atom at the moment, so this is the battle for P6 on the track, as Atom was very close to losing it through up onto the DRS zone now. Atom doesn't make the move on this lap, but any moves being made at the front going on to the main straight. We've got 5 tenths between Draco, 4 tenths now actually, so he's made up a bit of time on his teammate. Sam has got a 6/10 gap out in front, so he'll be happy to see that he won't be getting overtaken on this lap, as Atom has got past Barnett in towards turn 1 for P6. He's going to have to try and break away from the Alpine because he does have that 3-second penalty. White has managed to get past Snedden, who has come into the pit lane. We'll see what tyres Snedden goes on to. He goes on to a set of yellow striped mediums. Seems like all the action is happening out in front at the moment. As they make their way onto the main straight, I saw Easton going into the pit lane in the background, so he's the first of the top 4 to go into the pit lane, hoping for an undercut. 5-second penalty though for speeding in the pit lane. It's very tricky to slow down at this circuit because the pit lane is actually very long, and you've got to judge it perfectly for your pit lane. But Easton has been caught out with that one and has picked up a 5-second penalty as of doing so. Barnett finds himself only around about 4 tenths behind Atom at the moment still, so Atom has not managed to break away from this fight. He's got Aldaf in front of him as Barnett goes off the track a little bit. Manages to keep it on the track. Only 6 tenths gap between Sam Howes and Draco. Draco's in the pit lane, Sam Howes stays out. Well, let's come back to bite Sam Howes though, because not only has Draco pitted, Easton has pitted as well. This will be an interesting call to see if Easton can get out in front of Draco. Draco is in the pit lane, he has just exited. Easton's coming around the final corner now. We'll probably just see him coming over. There he is. Easton is not going to get out ahead, I believe, in front of Draco, but it's going to be very close actually as they fell down the main straight. Easton just slots in behind Draco, currently running P6 at the moment, but out in front we've still got that 5/10 gap between Tom and Sam Howes. Tornado picks up the fastest time on a set of hards with a 14 flat. Will one of the front 2 be pitting on this lap? That's a very terrible angle we're getting for some reason there. Yeah, Tom did come into the pit lane, so did Sam Howes. So both have opposite the pit. Sam has picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Atom inherits the lead. Tom's gone on to a set of softs. What's Sam Howes going to go on to though? Wait, could Sam Howes get jumped in the pit lane? He has! Sam Howes has been jumped by Easton, who finds himself in P3 now. Draco in front of him, 3 tenths between them two. So Easton and Draco are currently your net P1 and P2 because Atom is going to have to pit. We'll see if he comes in at the end of this lap after 20 laps on those hard tyres. He does in the end. So we will see Easton and Draco file their way onto the main straight. Can Easton make the move on Draco down towards turn 1? He set the fastest lap of the day. Fantastic slipstream, fantastic DRS. Is it going to be enough for Easton? No, it isn't. He has to stay behind on this lap. But just look how far behind Sam is. That's strange. Hey, what happened actually between them two? Why is Sam so far behind Easton? Something had to have happened between those two, because Tom is only 4 tenths behind Easton at the moment. So Tom is all over the back of Easton at the moment. He wants to get through for P2 in this race. White is trying to close up to this pack as well. Tom is going to try and go to the inside of Easton. They're going to go side by side all the way down the main straight. Who's going to be in front? It's going to be the Ferrari. Easton has to settle for P3. Burnett gets past White. He's on the softs. So he's going to try and close up to the back of Easton. Easton crucially carrying that 5-second penalty though. 9 laps left at the end of this one. So still all to play for. As our leaders come up the hill onto the second DRS zone. No position changes there, but there's a very close battle behind actually between Aldaf and White. Aldaf does get ahead of White in their pursuit for P5. Aldaf back up into the top 5. Burnett trying to hold in to that 5-second gap between him and Easton. Reese picks up a 3-second penalty as the Ferraris change over. Tom makes up the move on Easton. Tom's going to hope that Draco does a bit of defending as we have a retirement in the pit lane, I believe. It's Reese. So Draco now has to pull his inner Sergio Perez, well, old Sergio Perez actually, because there's no defending needing to be done for Sergio Perez this season in Formula 1. So, say as anyone you want, whoever defends well nowadays, that's who Draco's going to have to be, because he's going to have to hope that Tom can build some sort of gap as he's on the softs, and Draco's going to have to try and defend from Easton. A very slow moving Red Bull, I think it's Reese actually, a lapped, DNF'd car, but has come back out onto the track. So Draco, 5 tenths behind his teammate. Burnett has fallen back a little bit on Easton. He's got to try and stay within a second now to pick up a podium. We see a move from Draco on Tom. He's certainly going to make him work for it though, is Tom. Goes very defensive on his own teammate. That allows Easton to close up a little bit more. On lap 26, we have 8-10 separating the top three, so a fantastic race for these three drivers. We've got Burnett, who's in the background. He is currently your net P3 with a 4.1 second gap to Easton, who's got a very good front row view of Tom and Draco's battle. As the two Williams decide to switch positions on the straight. We've got Snedden making a move on Tornado for P10. That's the final points position for Snedden. Now he's got a time penalty though to contend with, so foot to the floor for the Alpha Tauri now. Still 2 tenths separates the two Ferraris on this lap. Not really got much else to be looking at, as we've got a car around. It's white. He's had a bit of contact with Sam Howes, I believe it was. We've got Tornado and Snedden having a fantastic battle through the first two corners, keeping it clean so far. They're going to head side by side up towards turn 3. Tornado's going to be on the inside line. He keeps it. Snedden wants a switchback though. Fantastic move from Snedden. He's going to get squeezed to the outside by Tornado. A second switchback maybe on the cards for Snedden as they head in towards Sector 2. Up the hill, he's going to have the inside line though as Snedden in towards the left-hander, and Tornado has to concede eventually. Out in front though, Easton currently 2 tenths behind Tom at the moment. not much else to be looking at the moment. All the battles really going out in front at the moment. It's going to be interesting to see if Burnett can stay within 5 seconds of Easton. We've seen a position change at the front. White picks up a 3-second penalty. Well, actually, we'll talk about penalties at the moment. 3-second penalty for Tom out in front at the moment, so Draco is net P1. We've got Easton carrying that 5-second penalty. He has to try and gain 4 tenths on Burnett by the end of the race. 3 tenths penalty for Atom, 3 tenths for White, 5 tenths for Sam Howes, currently running in P7, who's had some sort of moment to find himself down there. DZNQ doesn't have a penalty, so he's got to try and capitalise on this one. Snedden is P10 with 3 tenths, well, 3 seconds worth of penalties. Tornado currently running P11 with 3 seconds worth of penalties, but could see a move out in front possibly. Easton still behind Draco and Tom on this lap. Easton desperate to make a move on Draco at the moment. Certainly going to go for a move up the inside as Easton. He's going to make a bit of contact. They do touch, but both drivers still on the track, it seems. Fantastic racing between the two. Easton just doesn't manage to get ahead of Draco. There's a car around. I think it is Muddy. Wait, who's that? It's Tornado. I think it was Tornado, but he was not active in the car. So we start the final lap of the race. It's going to be currently Draco that wins the race, but I think he wants to win it on track as well. Easton got the 510's cushion to Barnett, so he's going to be safe for that P3. As they navigate their way up through Sector 3 for the final time. It's going to be Tom that finishes first on track, but Draco is going to come through to win the Spanish Grand Prix. It's going to be Easton that picks up P3, Aldaf picks up P4, and a fantastic race for Red Bull. Barnett has to end up settling for P5, FG Atom picks up P6, Sam Howes picks up P7, I believe it will be at the end of the day. Sam Howes picked up a 5-second penalty for unserved penalty. Wait, Sam Howes is DNF'd. Not too sure what's happened there. Anyways, there's a Williams actually, on the track for some reason with no front wing. Snedden picks up P9. I'm not too sure what happened there at the end with Sam Howes, because apparently he DNF'd and we had a Williams sideways on the track without a front wing. But anyway, it's a double Ferrari podium with Easton P3. So a great, no sorry, not apologies. Wait, is that? Wait, where did that Ferrari end up? How come Draco ended up P10? Did he have a, what? Right. I'm just gonna quickly check something. Sorry, guys. Anyway, right, we'll try and get these people into the party. Right. We'll just get like a couple of minutes. Don't know if Tom's joining or not. I'll give him like a minute. There we go. Right, we'll get Draco in as well, so we'll have 2 people to interview tonight. Right, you guys definitely know the drill about including audio, and we'll get started. Um, Showroom. Right. We'll start with our P3 driver tonight. Easton, you there, mate? Hello, hello. Easton. Don't know if Easton's having trouble with his headset or not. Um, we'll do Draco. Are you there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We'll do Draco then, whilst we sort out Easton. Um, is it P2 for yourself today?
Well, P1 on
Um,
penalties, so hopefully he doesn't
oh
get 2
right.
seconds removed.
Oh wait, so was P1? Wait, I'm so confused because the final timing sheet showed you P10 for some reason.
That's probably just a glitch, I think. P2 on the line, but normally on pens I should have won. He had a 3 second.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. Talk us through your race and how you felt that went today for yourself.
Yeah, well, quali wasn't too bad. Was hoping for P1, but wasn't too bad to be P2. Got a good start
Mhm.
with Sam Howes. Managed to manage the race really the whole time on the first stint. Then I saw Eastern pit, so I didn't want to get undercutted, so I went for pit after him. Sam and
Mhm.
my teammate continued for a lap, and Sam actually got damage going into the pit. That ruined his race. Managed to come back out in P1, Tom on the softs, so he managed to do a pretty good stint on the softs, probably dead at the end. Um, but yeah, mediums was definitely the way to go towards the end. I had more pace. I really wanted to get it on the line, P1, but yeah, it was a
Mhm.
good race anyway, so yeah, happy.
Yeah, it certainly was. It seemed like a battle between you, Tom, and Easton throughout. So yeah, congratulations
Yeah, thank you.
on your result tonight. You'll probably know better than me where we're off to next week. I'll just quickly actually chuck it up on my phone
Yeah, I have no idea.
if it decides to work. We're off to Mexico
Oh yeah,
next week.
well.
So how do you feel about that one?
Well, I'm reserve driver, so hopefully I can race. Mexico, good track. Hopefully I can get a good result as well. Yeah, so looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. Sounds like we've got Easton
Yeah,
now. So yeah, congratulations, Draco, and best of luck next week. And hopefully you do get a drive, because yeah, fantastic race for yourself tonight.
thank you.
We'll jump over to P3 now, who seems to have got his mic working now. Easton, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Fantastic. P3 for yourself tonight. Just managed to hold off that 5 second lead to Barnett. I think it was like 5 tenths in the end that gave you the cushion for P3. Talk me through your race and how you felt it went.
oh,
That
um,
was a voice crack and a half.
um, to be fair, I thought I'd done a perfect race. I'd got past the people I thought I was quicker than, then just went with the top three in the first stint. I did want the undercut, that's why I went for it. But obviously, I'm an NPC and decided to speed into the pit lane. So, yeah, that's sort of there. I just accepted P3 from that point in.
Mhm.
So I was trying to pass Draco just in case I had to go at the end and like push very hard to get
Mhm.
the pen cushion to Dan, I think it was, or whoever it was, because it was like lingering just on the 5 second mark. So yeah, but I'm actually really impressed with the driving standards tonight. To be fair,
Yeah, it was really good tonight actually, from a watching perspective. Yeah, you did very well tonight. I think you qualified around about, was it P7?
yeah,
Um, so yeah, great recovery drive for yourself. That should create a bit of a smaller gap between you and Atom in the championship heading to Mexico. How do you feel about that one? And do you think you can take any more points out of the current Div 1 leader at the moment?
well, I've not actually done Mexico this game, and I won't be practicing, so that sums up my week next week.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations on P3 tonight, and you'll be happy to know there was no leaking of the stewards this week, so
Let's
don't you worry.
go.
um, right, I don't think we're going to get our third driver in tonight, so we'll cut it at that. Thanks for watching tonight, and yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night for Division 2 around Spain. We'll be back same time next week for Division 1 around Mexico.
I don't think we will be
Um,
racing next week actually, because the IRL
will we
American
not?
Grand Prix.
Oh yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah,
You
so I
bring up a
don't
good
think we'll
point
be
there.
racing next week.
Right. Will it be rescheduled then?
Yeah, I'll go end of the season, I'd imagine, but don't quote me
Right.
on that.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, you obviously know more than me, so yeah, we'll take your word for it, and we will see what happens with that. So yeah, as I said, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. we will have Division 2, and yeah, we'll see you probably in 2 weeks' time for France then, next time in Division 1. So take care, everybody, and have a great night.